Hi again, this is scottvee in my little demo lab in the side of a redwood mountain at the edge of a desert in a Feed the Beast server. Today I'm just going to show you some of the basics of Buildcraft. Now Buildcraft is just one of these spectacular clever mods that, as you might know from vanilla Minecraft, you have to craft every single item by hand. You spend most of your time clicking on chests and moving things around and organizing things in your little crafting table. And it takes up so much of your time. What Buildcraft does is it gives you a way to mechanize things. You get engines, you get pipes, you get automatic crafting tables, and you can actually move things from one place to another. There's all kinds of contraptions in here. I'll explain them all shortly. You get to move things from one place to another, push things in and out of machines. You can even pump lava through pipes into tanks for future storage. And all that is brought to you by Buildcraft. It's one of those things that's just so core that it's hard to imagine Minecraft without it. And several other major mods have actually added on to Buildcraft because it's such a stable, basic technology for the game. Now, there's a few things to think of. First of all, in order to get anything anywhere, you need pipes. In order to move things in the pipes, you need engines. In order to make engines, you need gears. So I'm going to start out just basically by showing you how to make some gears. Basically, all the gears have a simple crafting shape, which is 4 of some item in a pattern. Looks kind of like a gear. The simplest one is the wooden gear, which is made of 4 sticks. And for top secret reasons, I'm going to be making a few of these. So basically, you can put your wood in a diamond around the middle in order to make wooden gears. Put your sticks in a diamond. The next tier is a stone gear, where you take your wooden gear and you put cobblestones around it to get a stone gear. And it's a whole procedure. There's this hierarchy that goes from wood to cobblestone to iron to gold to diamonds. So you put 4 iron around your stone gear to get an iron gear. You put 4 gold around your iron gear to get a gold gear. And you can even put 4 diamonds around that to get a diamond gear for some really top-end machinery. This is not a creative server. I don't currently have a whole bunch of diamonds to spend on that, but that's the way that the gears work. Now, the first, simplest use for gears is a really cool thing known as an automatic crafting table, where you put 4 wooden gears around a regular crafting table. It will make an auto-crafting table. You might wonder what that is, and I've got one in the box. I've got one in the box right here, so I don't need to spend my items to create one right now. It's just like a cooking show. You show how it's going to be made, and then you pull one out of the oven that's already made, right? So, here is an automatic crafting table. It acts like a regular crafting table, with the exception that when you leave it, all your stuff doesn't pop out. How cool is that? It remembers what you were working on. So where this comes in real handy, suppose I was going to make a forge, and I go to put it on there, and I don't have all my items. I'm like, oh geez, I gotta go run and get some more or something, and then you can come back and fill in. And there you have enough items, and it will remember it. What's also fascinating about it is it acts like a blueprint. So, it is kind of silly for these really simple items, but when you see the really complex machinery sort of formulas, then it's really like a blueprint, where really you put your recipe in here once, and it'll help you remember it. So, for example, whenever I want to go craft one, you put extra items over every item, and you craft one. Now, it will remember your recipe for as long as you leave 1 unit of everything in there. As soon as you take the last item, the recipe is gone. But that's just an interesting footnote for now. You'll see what you can use that for in a moment. In fact, the very next thing we want to do is create some engines, which are these little guys. And let me just briefly turn off all this extra inventory junk. It's kind of distracting. Alright, alright. So here we are. Get all that out of the way. That's for some other day. Now, engines are interesting. They pretty much all start with the same basic shape of a formula. And this is where this autocrafting table can be really handy. They all pretty much start with glass in the middle and a piston at the bottom. Boy, is it hard to do these so super organized. You have every single item at the moment you need it. But that's why there's things like autocrafting tables. Pretty much they all start with glass in the middle, all these engine formulas, a piston at the bottom, and then the simplest engine is made out of wood, so you put 3 wood across the top and 3 of the matching gears, wooden gears in this case, in the bottom. This will make a redstone engine, which is your simplest engine. It's cool because it pulls energy out of thin air. You never have to give it fuel. Very handy item. And likewise, if you put stone across the top and then stone gears, you will get a Stirling engine, which used to be called a steam engine. If you put iron across the top and iron gears, you get a combustion engine. And I just have never used combustion engines because they have a wide reputation for exploding when you're not looking. So, keeping things simple, I already made a redstone engine, pulled it out of the oven. So we're all ready with an engine. So we've made some gears, we've made an engine. Now we just need some pipes to actually make something happen. Now, as you can imagine, pipes are also one of these things where there's a nice standard formula for making them. Let me borrow that for a moment. All pipes start with glass in the middle and then some material on each side. If you put wood on each side, you get 8 wooden pipes. If you put cobblestone on each side, you get 8 cobblestone pipes. There's also stone pipes, there's iron pipes, there's gold pipes, there's diamond pipes. You might see a pattern here where it's the same hierarchy. It's wood, cobblestone or stone, iron, gold, diamond. Now there's also obsidian pipes, but that's getting to be some really strange advanced stuff that we'll get to in an upcoming episode. Now that I've showed you those, I'm going to pull some already freshly cooked out of the oven here. I'm just going to grab some wooden pipe, some stone transport pipe, an engine, and the last component that you need to make any machinery is a lever or a switch to turn on your engine. And if you don't have one handy, levers, of course, are just sticks on top of cobblestone. So I now have all the materials I need in hand to actually make an automated system. Now, like anything in the programming world, sometimes it's hard to get into the logic of how somebody has created something. But once you understand the logic, this Buildcraft stuff is just plain fascinating. The way that the pipes work is they each have sort of a secret function. A wooden pipe like this one is used to extract things from a chest or from a machine. They take things out. The cobblestone and stone transport pipes are used simply for moving things from one place to another. So the wood one will take items out of the chest, and these pipes will carry it along as far as I want it to go. Now, the only thing with stone and cobblestone, it's a little something about why you need both. The main thing is that they don't join up together, so it allows you to put 2 sets of pipes really close together. But for now, let's keep it simple. You have a pipe, wooden pipe, that can take something out of a chest. You have some regular stone transport pipes to move the stuff. But nothing's happening. And the reason is you need an actual engine to make something happen. Now you'll notice this redstone engine automatically pointed in the direction of the wooden pipe. It's pretty good and smart about that. And still nothing is happening. And the reason is that all engines need a signal, a redstone signal, in order to operate. The simplest redstone signal there is just a switch. So I put a switch down and turn it on, and every time this thing draws back, it's going to put energy into this wooden pipe, which is going to draw one item out of this chest. And you can watch it right here, sucking up my pumpkin pies. And it's sucking up the pumpkin pies, moving them along the tube, the pipe, into this other chest where you can see them appear. And that is the basis of transporting items using pipes in Buildcraft. Now, one nice thing about all these engines is this is really slow, right? I've had people walk up, see my machines, and go, oh god, that thing is slow. But the longer you let the engine run, the faster it will get. Right now its tip is a blue color. That will turn into a green color, and after a few minutes it will turn yellow and be going about twice as fast. Ultimately it will turn red and be going maybe 2.5 or 3 times as fast as it is now. And when the engine is fully powered and it's red, the stuff will sometimes just spew out of here in like a constant stream. It can really move some items around. Now this is the redstone engine, the simplest, the free energy, simple engine. If I put a Stirling engine here, actually I've got one over here, the Stirling engine is similar, but you have to give it coal. It will burn coal or any fuel technically. It can burn wood or whatever else. The main difference is that the steam engine will pull out 26 or so items at a shot, whereas the redstone engine only pulls out 1 item per tick. Per cycle. Let me just feed it some cobblestone. The Stirling engine will supposed to pull out 26 of them. Half a deck of cards, I believe, is the number. In some mod packs it has a bug where it'll try and pull out 52. In any case, the Stirling engine uses coal or other fuel and will pull out about half a stack at a time. So you can move things a lot faster. The combustion engine is just a pain in the butt. I'm just not going to deal with that right now, because you have to pump fuel or oil into it. You have to pump water into it to cool. If the water runs out, the thing explodes. I've just never used them. I've played hundreds of hours of Minecraft and just absolutely don't think they're worth the hassle. So here's a basic engine doing its thing. We're going to let it just warm up, and we'll come back to that in a minute and show you how much faster it can go. When this is all heated up, I'll drop a stack in there and you can watch it just ooze on out. Now over here I'm going to show you pretty much the simplest little manufacturing process you can make, and I just call these automats, and it's all of 6 blocks. There's just 6 blocks involved in making one of these. And the blocks are a chest where you put stuff, a autocrafting table that has a recipe in it. Let's do this. I'm going to be making some cobblestone slabs out of cobblestone. And pretty much the way these work is you set your recipe, you put the materials it needs in the chest. It doesn't matter if there's other junk in there. And you hit on and check out what happens. This is now making cobblestone slabs. Every time that the engine goes back, it tells the pipe to pull something out of the machine. The machine says, in order to make these, I need to get 3 of those. Where is it going to get those from? It's going to get them from the chest right next to it. And for efficiency's sake, I have it feed back right into the original chest. Of course, I could direct this, I could send these slabs anywhere I wanted to some other chest, to some other machine. But for the simplest, most compact solution, I just like to feed it back into the original chest. So every pump, the autocrafting table is going to take 3 out of here, and then 6 are going to come back in here. And that right there, involving a whole 6 blocks, is the simplest machine that you can use to automatically craft things when you're not around. And where this comes in really handy, a lot of people ask me, well, why isn't it faster just to craft this stuff by hand? But as you know, some recipes are just a pain to set up. When you have like 37 of something and you need 8 of them, and you spend all this time moving your stuff from here to there, and then there's like 5 left over, and for anything that's reasonably complex, it's just so much easier. Just you throw your stuff in here, you turn it on, you go over here, do something, you come back, and it crafts as much as it can craft with those materials, and the job is done. And that right there, as far as an introduction to Buildcraft, is pretty much what I wanted to. My goal was to get to this machine and explain it in a sensible fashion, which I hope I managed to do. And you see it stopped. That means it no longer has enough raw materials to make any more items. But look, during the time we were talking, we got almost 2 stacks of cobblestone slabs and didn't have to do any carpal tunnel-inducing clicking. You know how many clicks it would have taken to make that on your own. What just a pain in the neck. So that's your most basic machine. There really is so much more to this. I will continue with the next set of pipes. I'll try to do a couple of interesting demos where I introduce a different type of pipe each time. The one last thing I want to show you over here is that you see it's warming up, so it's now green instead of blue. I want to take a stack of cobblestone, and you might wonder what happens when it hits an intersection. And that's a good question. These pipes are actually very interesting. You can actually put pipes straight in the front of a chest. You can even put pipes straight down into the top of a chest, and the chest will still open. But what happens when you hit an intersection? It's kind of fun. Let's hop up here and take a look at it. Notice how much faster it's going already. It is really unloading these. There's a tiny space in between them now. Pretty much when it hits an intersection, as you might expect, some of the items go one direction, some go the other direction. Now it might be a 50-50 split. It might have something to do with how long the path is in each direction. But in any case, sometimes if you want to divide up your cobblestone and send it to several different places, all you need to do is put a junction in there, and the stuff will travel through all the available pipes. Later on, I will show you how to make it choose one pipe over another. You use a special kind of pipe for that. But for now, you can see all the basics, that the engines are gradually going to rev up. The process will get faster and faster. The redstone engine is never going to explode, so you can just leave them totally revved up. And the engine puts energy into the wooden pipe, which pulls items out of the nearest chest or machine or crafting table, and it sends the stuff along its way, and your materials get where you want them to go. So for now, those are the basics. A simple transport system, a simple, the most minimal factory system, my little automat, and that's an introduction to Buildcraft. And I will be back soon with some other interesting contraptions you can build. Talk to you later.